Merry Christmas. Today that I'm filming is Christmas here in Slovakia. It's about like 1 p.m. So back home, it's probably like 7 a.m. But a few days ago, some of the fans or people in the community, they brought us some food, some of the imports. They brought us some food, and I forgot to show you guys because it was so good, but it's some potato salad. You see I almost finished it all, but it was actually really good. So I'm very appreciative for them to do that because they didn't have to do that. And they brought us like little gifts that the kids drew, some drawings and stuff like that. So that was very appreciative because they knew we were away from our family, so they were trying to make us feel like celebrated and feel like at home. So that was very nice. I also got a cup I want to show y'all. Where I put it. Where did I put it? It's good. So this is the cup that they got us. It says Slovakia and it says Svit, which is the city that we're in. So that was pretty cool. And they got some honey. I haven't tasted it yet, but I'm probably gonna taste it because they also got some like tea. I'll probably put in my tea and taste it. But thank you if you guys are watching. That was very nice of you guys and just really cool. But other than that, just waking up feeling very blessed. You know, I'm away from my family for Christmas. I miss them, but you know, everything happens for a reason. But God has a plan. So just words of encouragement for anybody maybe that's going through hard times now, you know, maybe lost a loved one around this time or not with your family or just dealing with financial troubles or anything that can just be difficult. I'll just encourage you, you know, keep going because God can change things around in an instant. So I would say rely on God, keep your faith. But don't forget what Christmas is about, celebrating the birth of Jesus. You know, sometimes people can get confused, but that's really what it's about. And just, you know, spend time with your family, spend time with your loved ones. Be present while you're there because you never know when it could be your last moment. You want to really enjoy those times. So I'm just checking in from Slovakia, you know, doing what I gotta do, but just wanted to check in with y'all, show y'all what some of the food they got us, some of the gifts they got us, which I'm very appreciative of. So yeah, I'll check in with y'all a little bit later. So let me tell you about my day today. Today we had practice around 9:30 this morning. We got a lot of shots up, which was good. I love getting shots up. So just did a lot of shooting, different drills, passing drills, layup drills, a little bit of conditioning. And then we had weights after. I'm gonna insert the clip. I took a little video and stuff like that so y'all can see what the weight room looked like. And the one thing that was interesting is the head coach is like giving us the workout. I've never had that happen before. And when I first asked my teammates like who we lift with, and they said the coach, I laughed because I thought they were joking, but they were serious. But it's cool. It's like it's not too complicated to lift, especially when we're at this stage of our life. People know how to lift and stuff like that. So we normally do like a circuit so everybody can get something in and get some good lifting in. So we had practice, then lifting. After that, came back, took an hour and a half nap, watched some podcasts about real estate, stuff like that. But let me tell y'all what happened. I'm ashamed to say this, but as you know, it's pretty cold here. And you know, I just woke up from my nap. I left at 4:15, so I woke up around like 3:30. I'm walking out the door downstairs. I locked the door or something. Turn around, I checked the key because I was trying to do something with my keys. So I was looking at my keys. I had my phone in my other hand. And next thing you know, give me 1 second. Water be spilling over sometimes while it's boiling. But I had my key. Next thing you know, zoom! I slipped like bad because the steps are like frozen with ice, and I didn't look. I wasn't looking. I slipped, and like in that moment, it's like time froze. Like I was like, oh, like, I'm in the air. I couldn't do nothing. And so I had my phone in this hand and I think my keys. So I was just like falling like this, and my phone like slammed on the ground, and then my keys. I don't know what happened, but like it hurt. I'm not gonna lie, it did hurt. And like my knee was hurting at practice because of that. And I was like, oh, like it actually was hurting pretty bad. That ice is hard. And I used to always watch America's Funniest videos and see people fall and slip, and I'd be dying laughing, but I never thought it happened to me. I'm not gonna lie. I just wasn't focused. Especially now that I'm somewhere cold and it was snowing and it might be ice step, I gotta be focused. I'm not trying to let that happen again. But as soon as that happened, like once I fell, like I couldn't do nothing but laugh. Even though I was kind of hurting, I'm like, bro, like you just gotta laugh sometimes at yourself, really. So after that happened, I texted the other. I stayed with 4 other Americans here. One of them was sick, so he wasn't coming. But I texted the group chat. I said, "Hey, I just bust my butt coming out the stairs. Be careful, it's slippery." Because I didn't want them to do the same thing I did. So I get in the car. TJ's already in there. It's me and TJ, and I told him because he saw the text. He asked me how I fell. I was like, "Yeah, bro, I felt bad." And Shimon was like, "Yeah, man." They knew I fell. Next thing you know, we see Deshaun come out the crib. I was kind of on my phone, so I wasn't really watching. But next thing you know, TJ said something like, "Look." And I turned my head, and all you saw was Deshaun like on the ground, and he fell too. Like he slipped too, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like I tried to warn him, and then that's how you know it was slippery though, because I gave him a warning. I don't know if you've seen the text or nothing, but I gave him a warning. He still fell, so that was tough. And then so me and TJ were dying laughing in the car once Deshaun fell, because we were like, "Yo, like how did this happen to both of us?" And then Say came out, and we were all watching. And luckily, he did not fall because I think he saw the message. But that was definitely something that it was a much needed laugh. Even though it hurt, it was a much needed laugh. I'm not gonna lie. But other than that, I'm gonna tell you about my Christmas. My Christmas, I was away from my family, missed my family, but it was good though because I probably talked to them for 3 hours on the phone. A lot of good conversations. There's a lot of good stuff happening back home, so it was good to catch up with them, watch them open up gifts. And I love my parents, my mom, my dad, my sister, and they were so nice to where before I left, they actually surprised me. I might put a picture in. They surprised me. I did not expect it with gifts. I was shocked because me coming here was very unexpected and unknown. And I was shocked that they were able to get the gifts so fast, and it surprised me because normally I know like when surprises are going to happen or something. So the fact that I wasn't expecting it caught me off guard, but they were nice enough to do that for me. So that was very thoughtful and very appreciated. So thank you if you're watching. But yeah, so I talked to them, talked to my aunt Tree, had great conversations with her. I love her a lot. She's a very great aunt. But yeah, talked to my family members, texted some of my old friends, told them Merry Christmas, and had a good Christmas, man. I'm not gonna lie. But other than that, I'm just excited to get to these games, man. Practice is, I like practice, but I love games. You know, games is where that's what you work towards. So that's a little update of the last couple of days. Had a good Christmas. Wishing all y'all Merry Christmas. Hope y'all enjoyed your family and friends. And yeah, I want to leave y'all with. All right, y'all. So I just finished making my food. I'm finna go down on this because I'm hungry. Pause, but I'm gonna eat this because I'm hungry. But before I eat this, one, thank God for the meal. But two, just like some words of encouragement, I say, don't let social media fool you. Like a lot of people are comparing themselves to others on social media, and a lot of people don't realize that stuff that other people post off is really fake. Like anybody can make their life look good on social media, but deep down, that person may not truly be happy or joyful. So I would honestly say, seek joy. Don't get in the game of comparison of what you see on social media, because there are a lot of people that have been on social media that look super happy and ultimately end up maybe killing themselves or are depressed. So just keep in mind that not everything you see is real, especially with AI nowadays. Like, you don't know what is real. So I just, you know, stay focused on you. Don't allow social media to just make you feel like you're not doing good enough or you're like 50 steps behind. If anything, use it to motivate you to just see like, okay, I can get to this one day if I stay diligent, if I'm focused on my goals. Also, don't spend too much time on social media unless you're using it to better yourself or to make money. You don't want to get consumed in something that's not going to better yourself. So that's the words of encouragement I give you. I'm ready to eat this food, so y'all be good. What's good, y'all? Checking back in. It's been a good morning. Just been chilling, doing some stuff on my computer. I got my mom a Christmas gift because I left early, so I wasn't able to get her a gift. So I sent her something from Amazon and sent her some money for Christmas because I love my mother. So I got her a Christmas gift today. What else happened? I just want to tell you what happened yesterday. Because this was quite shocking to me. When you put two and two together, you start, adding things up. And I was like, okay. But anyways, so I was talking to my aunt on the phone, and then she basically helped me realize that, I don't know if, I'm not saying everybody, but maybe some people overseas, they don't use washcloths to wash their body. Not saying everybody. But so I started to think about it. I was like, dang. So after practice, some of my teammates, they be getting in the shower and stuff. And I realized I never see any of them with washcloths. I never. And then I started thinking to myself, like, and they always be like trying to like dap me up before and after practice. And I'm like, now I said to one of my teammates, I asked one of the Americans, hey bro, they be using washcloths? They got washcloths here? They're like, nah, I don't think so. I'm like, bro, so that means like they be using their hand and cleaning their private parts and then coming and dap me up right after. And once I realized that, like the next day, I started doing this to everybody. Fist bumps only. And like, the crazy thing is, I went like this to everybody. At least 2 or 3 people literally went like this. Like this. I'm like, you don't know what a fist bump, like, they speak English, they know what a fist bump is. I'm like, why are you, I don't know. It just, but it was weird to me. But I want you to just, I'm a very clean guy. I'm kind of a germaphobe, so that kind of just, when I really started thinking about that, I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that again. Because maybe that's normal here, but I don't mess with that, But I thought that was interesting. But, moving forward, we fist bumps. But other than that, what else been going on? Got practice in about an hour, so I'm gonna eat before, get a little food, and then head to practice. And then yesterday I finished watching the Diddy documentary. If you haven't seen that, I would definitely recommend you see that. I just gotta say, like, if you got money, you can get out a lot of things. Like, it's unfortunate for the victims, but I'm not saying he was guilty or he was not guilty. But what I did see was a guy who was just very selfish, and he didn't really care about others. He didn't care about how he treated others, and it was baffling to see, like, and the stuff was caught on camera. Some of the stuff, like the stuff he was saying, all that. But that documentary just gave me some insight to like things that it may look good on the outside, but you never know what's going on behind closed doors, and that's just in life in every aspect. So it's a good documentary. I definitely recommend check it out. But other than that, I got practice later. Been chilling, man. We got a game on Tuesday. I'm excited for that. I'm ready to play some games for real. But life's been good. Life's been good. I'm trying to stay healthy because it gets cold out here. Some teammates been getting sick, so I'm trying to stay healthy. I haven't drink tea that much, but I've been trying to drink a little bit more tea, orange juice, vitamins. This give me 1 second. Some of the fans are, I don't know who they were. I think they're fans, but they brought some honey, and it's actually like, it's fire. I put in my honey, in my tea, and it's like makes the tea really good. I don't drink tea, so that's how you know it's good. But other than that, I'm enjoying myself. I'm gonna watch church when I get back from practice probably, and keep it pushing, keep it pushing. But yeah, that's been the update. But let me see what else is on my mind that I want to share with y'all before I go. Let's see. Oh, I'll talk about the LSU game because I'm a big LSU fan, big LSU football fan. Even though I cheer for I like the women's basketball team, baseball, but I'm like LSU football fan. But after watching that game, we got Lane Kiffin coming next year. I'm excited from watching that game. Even though as an LSU fan, I'm a little bit spoiled. So us losing to Houston in the bowl game, I was disappointed. But once I watched the highlights, it gave me a lot of hope because the offense looked way better. Even though it's gonna be a whole new coach, probably new players. I was just tired of seeing the offense with Brian Kelly. I don't know what it was, what the problem was. I know the O-line wasn't amazing this year, but we had too many weapons to not deliver, especially when last year Garrett played. I mean, the year before this year, he played pretty well. I don't know if the injuries were troubling him this year, but our offense did not look the same. So, but I'm definitely excited for Lane Kiffin, who he brings in. The NIL money they're gonna get. We gotta get some good players. Like with the support that this program has, this should be nothing but success. Honestly, but I'm excited though. I'm a huge LSU football fan. I watch every game. When I was in college, I would go to this one place in Louisiana. I was at southeastern Louisiana. I would go to a place called La Coretta and watch the games. And it would just be I would just be at peace. And the best part was when my family came. We went to the LSU game versus South Alabama, which my dad went to South Alabama, and we went in person and in Death Valley. Seeing that in person, the tailgating, the food was bomb. Seeing the players do the walkout. Just being in that environment, that was like a dream come true. How long I've liked LSU, so I'm excited about that. And I'm telling you, I'm calling the national championship within at least I'll say 4 years. The next 4 or 5 years, national championship. I'm pretty confident. But other than that, I'm gonna catch y'all later. Good time. So basically here, I'm preparing my food. Had to wash the chicken, make sure the chicken clean. Everybody wash your chicken, please. You don't want to get no salmonella. But after I wash the chicken, I like to put it down on the cutting board, dry it. Because when you dry it, I feel like the seasoning sticks better to the chicken. So I'm making sure I'm patting it real dry. Pat, 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 pat. You know what it is. Pat the chicken. And see, I tried to cut it with a knife, but the knives that I have aren't too sharp. So I started to think with my head. And I said, what if I just cook it all now and I'll probably cut it after, once I season it. So now I'm going to start seasoning it, get the chicken seasoning, black pepper, salt. I was using chicken seasoning because, that's what I got over here. I love pepper, so I like to put a lot of pepper. I need to get some more pepper from the store, but put a little salt on it too. Make sure it's seasoned well. Got to have your chicken seasoned. You want to be sneezing when you put the seasoning on, so you make sure your chicken seasoned right. So, I sneezed a couple times, so I knew I got the right proportions. Now I'm seasoning my shrimp. I don't have all my seasonings yet, so I can't put it all on there. But I'm going to get them soon. Put it in the pan, whip it up a little bit, put that oil, just let it cook, not too hard. It's too dark in there, though. That's why I be looking at the food so much, because I ain't got no light for real, so I got to get real close. But, cook the chicken, cook the shrimp. I got some pasta boiling. Putting the chicken and the shrimp in the pasta, cutting up the chicken once it's done. I try to clean the dishes while I go, as you see, so I can, save some time when I'm done eating. I just strain out the pasta, put the chicken in the pasta and the shrimp, and be good. It was good, y'all. Checking back in. I know my hair is looking crazy because I haven't done it today, but as you see, it's starting to get pretty tall. My hair grows pretty fast. So I might actually, when I stop recording this, I might try to just, shave some of the sides off and cut it down a little bit because it's getting long. But this is my first time trying to cut my hair. So that'll be interesting. But Happy New Year's to everybody. It's a new year. Always a great time to set new goals, start something new. But one thing I kind of have against New Year's resolutions is A lot of people set New Year's resolutions and don't like actually follow through with them. So that's why I'm sometimes hesitant to even set them if I know I'm not gonna be consistent with it. But it's always good to have a goal. But I feel like maybe instead of setting a bunch of goals, you should try to maybe set a limited amount so you can really focus on trying to achieve one goal at a time. You know, sometimes if we set too many goals, it might be unrealistic for us to carry out throughout the whole year. So I haven't set any goals yet, but I'm going to probably soon. Just personal goals, life goals, goals with basketball and stuff like that. Because you know it's good to have goals, but they also need to be measurable and achievable. You know, you don't want to just say, "Hey, you know, my goal is to make $1 million." Okay, how you gonna measure it? How you gonna achieve it? Like you gotta have some type of action plan to those things. So I feel like it has to be thought out. That's why I don't want to rush my goals, but I definitely need to sit down and do that. But other than that, I had a good New Year's. I ended up talking to my mother and my sister for a little bit, catching up with them. Uh, Chilled around the crib, got some stuff done on my computer. I was sleepy. I don't know why, but oh, now I watched some of the what game? Texas, not Texas. Who's in playing? College football playoff. I'm drawing a blank right now. It wasn't. I know Georgia Ole Miss played. Oh, it was Ohio State and Miami. Ohio State Miami game. I didn't watch the whole game. I watched about halftime because it was like 2 a.m. So I went to sleep. But I did think Ohio State was gonna come back when I went to sleep, but Miami ended up winning, so I was pretty shocked about that one. But that's the one thing, one of the things as far as the time difference. When it's sports, sometimes I can't stay up that late. I'll catch the highlights tomorrow morning. Even though I love watching college football, especially college football, college basketball, I love watching those. So I watch NBA a little bit too, but yeah, I'm not checking back in just, but I want to tell you about my day to day, my daily structure kind of. So most of the times I wake up. It depends. We have practice normally in the morning around 9:30 or 10. So I'll wake up probably like 8:30, between 8:30 and 10, depending upon practice. I wake up probably like a hour, 15 minutes before practice to get ready, get to the gym, all that. And my mindset before practice in the morning is normally just get loose, get warm, get warm. So I try to get warm, like put on a lot of layers because it gets cold, especially in the gym. Sometimes it can be really cold. So once I'm warm, that's when I'm loose and stuff. So my first goal is to get warm. You know, thank God for waking me up every day. Start the day off with that. But gotta get warm. That's essential for me. Other than that, the difference between I say for me that I've noticed I guess overseas so far in U.S. when it comes to practice, it's obviously a different level because I was in college before, but I would just say, it's a lot of where I am right now. It's a lot of repetition. It's a lot of time. Like if you ever played college basketball, just think about the times where you're on Christmas break and you guys may have 2 days. Whenever you don't have school, that's kind of what it resembles the practice schedule. You're in the gym more. You're watching more film. You might do more weights. Like you have more time to put into basketball. So that's how I envision it. Like those times when I was in college at South Florida or Denver or Southeastern Louisiana, during those Christmas breaks, all the students are gone, and we would maybe have like shooting in the morning or something in the afternoon, like a practice in the afternoon, or film in the morning. You just incorporate more things throughout the day. So that's kind of the experience of what I would say practice is like. It's not like that every day, but maybe 2, 3, 4 days out the week, it's probably like that. So that's kind of what I experienced. But at the same time, there's no school, so this is my job. So I enjoy it, but I love the games. So other than that, the free time over here, if we're it fluctuates. If we have a lot of games, we're gonna be more busy and stuff like that. Practicing a lot, 2 days. You might take a nap. I like to take naps in between sometimes because I'm tired or I'm doing something on my computer. But you definitely have time to do other things if you would like, when you're at home or whatever you have going on in your life. Like any time on my off days, I try to do something productive or maybe go out. I haven't gone out yet, but I'm going to eventually just explore the city and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't have a car right now. That's also why I don't like go out explore as much. But my free time, I try to maybe listen to my videos, catch up with my family, uh, you know, just try to gain knowledge, read my new books, stuff like that. Just do something productive where I'm not wasting my time, recovering my body, stretching. Uh, so I have two different red light devices. Uh, One of them's for my foot. I just use it, and then another one for my back. But it's like a strap, so you can put it kind of anywhere. So I like to use that, and then I'll use like ice packs to ice myself. So that's what I do. But other than that, life's been good. We won our game the other day. What day was that? Was on Monday, Tuesday. What day is today? Today's Thursday. So that was on Tuesday. So we won our game on Tuesday. That was a good win. That was good. Yeah, I mean, it's a new year. I'll say personally, some things that I want to continue to improve upon is just being as consistent as possible in every aspect of my life. I feel like if you have good habits and consistency, that will lead to certain results. So whether it's basketball, my relationships, my stocks that I like to invest into, or learning about real estate, just have some type of consistency. Even though the schedule that I have is not a set schedule, I feel like you can always make time for what you want to. You have to get your priorities right. So sometimes, if that means I'm not watching 2 hours of Netflix or an hour of Netflix so I can get something else done that I know I need to get done, I might have to sacrifice that for a day. But at the end of the day, if this is what I truly want, whatever my goals are, I have to put that time into it. So that's something I'm going to try to implement and stay consistent with, because habits are important. I feel like if you look at all the best millionaires, billionaires, business people, CEOs, most of them are very consistent. They're not over here just sleeping in till 12 p.m. every day, like lazy people. They have a consistent schedule. Their lifestyle is based upon what they're trying to achieve. And a lot of times that means, maybe missing out on one party here and there, or maybe missing out on a vacation, because while people are vacationing, they're over here trying to build a business that's gonna provide them the capital to go on however many vacations they want to, whenever they want to. So it's just a process that I'm staying patient with, trust God with it. He's got a plan for all of us. So I'm trying to just be in alignment with His will, and just make sure that I just, like I said, alignment with His will. Because one thing I do pray about pretty often is for God to show me my purpose in life, which I feel like I'm continuing to learn. I don't think I know for sure, but I think as I move along, it's becoming more apparent. But I just want to have clarity, because I believe everybody is here for a purpose. And when you align your purpose in your life, I feel like that will allow you to have true joy instead of happiness. Because happiness is fleeting, but joy, it doesn't change based upon your circumstances. So that's why I pray for true joy. But yeah, I know I'm just chatting, but yeah. So other than that, it's been a good week out here. I'm excited to play some more games. Get in the flow of things. Excited for the new year. Excited to talk to you guys. I might be doing some different videos, some story times, continuing with the vlogs, just sharing my thoughts and opinions, and hope y'all tune in. And it's good chatting with y'all. Catch y'all next time. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.